What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Channel Me, Luke. Hey, so yes, you might notice we're back in my apartment, and yes, I have no furniture. That's because, well, I got something better than furniture this morning. I knocked on my door. You're never gonna guess. I got car parts. I got one box. I got two boxes. Here's a box you've already seen, so we're not gonna pretend like it got delivered. And I got some more boxes. So guys, this is pretty cool. This is some car parts that I ordered not very long ago. Now I got a story time to tell you. I was on a website of a very nice carbon fiber company. They make a whole bunch of super cool stuff for my car. The total came out to about $4,000. So naturally I put in my credit card information and click submit. And then I got a text from my bank saying, hey, are you actually trying to buy this? It also had another text saying there's a $23 charge to Vasa Fitness, this is a gym. So I said, no, cancel the Vasa, and yes, let the credit card for the car parts go through. Long story short, I decided to back out.
Oh, what a loser!
$4,000 for my car in carbon fiber. It just was not worth it, and I'm glad my bank sent me the text because they were making better decisions than I am for me. So that being said, I got some stuff on eBay. Some of it's knockoff, some of it is nice. We're missing about 8 boxes, but I wanna show you what I got. Box number 1, can you guys tell what it is? Super lightweight. Let me show you, it is somewhere in here. Ready for this? I think it's super sick. I hope you guys like it. It is the Pan America grill for my Mercedes. Isn't it sick? Now box number 2, I got a little excited when it got delivered because this is the one I wanted to see really bad. This is what I was nervous about because in carbon fiber it looks so sick. eBay version, it's ABS, but I think it's gonna be super cool. So, boom, it is a rear diffuser. It also comes with the tips. It's a lot more aggressive than my current one. It comes with the tips, which looks super awesome. They are the gloss black. Come on, baby. There we go. Gloss black tips. They look super, super good. It's just gonna be so much more aggressive. It looks so sick. Now I did have a couple more packages delivered that were not quite as exciting. One was tools, one was a heat gun. Because yes, I don't know if I told you guys this yet, I'm wrapping my car myself. Now I'm gonna have some help on the front and rear bumpers, the door handles, but for the most part I'm doing myself. So before that, we gotta wash the car. So I've enlisted the help of my little friend, Hudson. What's up, dude? Are you excited to wash the car? Yeah. Let's do this. Well, this is one way to dry it. Hudson, I think you are tired. I think you're ready for something else. I think we've earned ourselves a nice little break. Well, it gets back to it. Hudson, do you want to go swimming? Yeah? Time. It's the reason you guys clicked on this video. We got to answer some questions that you guys have for me. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's because on Instagram, if you're not following my Instagram, do so. On Instagram, I put out a story asking you guys to ask me anything and that I would answer it in a YouTube video. So that's what we're doing now. Now, you guys asked me all sorts of questions. There was a theme. Most of the questions wanted to know about a certain car and also my Mercedes, what color is getting wrapped. So we are going to answer those questions in today's video. But first off, in no particular order, we are going to select randomly. The first question is, Luke, more like D's nuts. Anyways, how long have you been filming, editing people or yourself? Thank you, D Harry, AK078, for the question. To answer your question, how long have I been filming? I've been filming videos for, I think, 3 or 4 years. As far as editing for other people, I started editing Nick's videos. I edited those for a few months and then started working for James. I kind of ran out of time to help Nick with that, so I haven't edited Nick's videos in quite a long time. And now I'm just editing for myself. Next question is, what was your first car? I love this question because I loved my first car. It was a 1999 Dodge Dakota. It was gloss black, had big old chrome wheels, it had a stereo system. It was such a cool car, especially for me. It was hand-me-down from my brother. It was just such a cool car. Peanut butter or mayo? What? Are those even in the same category? Put a turbo on your Merce. It already has 2. I think 3 would be ridiculous, but also sounds pretty cool. Parker asked, pineapple on pizza? The age-old question. I gotta answer this because it's a pretty obvious answer. You definitely do not, you don't. Pineapple on pizza is great. It's gross. It's good. It's not. You don't. Yes, you wear. Aiden asks, what is your favorite soda? You better say Dr. Pepper. I will say it. My favorite soda is Pepsi.
Oh! Ew! Dude!
I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but he says, tell us your backstory. I'll keep it quick. I don't think you guys care. Some of you guys might care, but we'll keep it quick. I grew up in Utah, went to high school in Utah, played sports in Utah, super fun. I'm just a Utah kid. And then after that, I went to school. I went to college. I stayed in Utah, went 2 years at Weber State, and then transferred and went to the University of Utah. Long story short, it took me 5 years to get a 2-year degree. That's when I realized college was not for me. I wasn't very good at it. I also just didn't have the patience, and I didn't want to commit to that. It was just so much work, but also work that didn't feel like I was doing anything productive. So I feel like there's things about college that are important, and I think grinding, working hard, staying up late at night to get stuff done. I think there's things that you learn, there's life aspects that you will learn at college. Now there's some degrees that are obviously super important. You have to have it. My brother, he's a lawyer. He obviously has to go to school to get his degree. A doctor, obviously very important, but what I was going into, I realized it wasn't that important at all, so I felt like it was just in the way. And so I'm not saying don't go to school. I think school is important. There's a lot of reasons that you should go to school. But for me personally, I did something else. I got into sales. I got into door-to-door sales. I literally would go knock on people's front doors and sell them stuff. So after my little stint in college, I started doing door-to-door sales in the Midwest. So I traveled all over the Midwest, Chicago, Kentucky, Indiana, Texas, even California, New York, kind of all over the place. I learned how to knock on people's doors and sell them stuff, which I would say was one of the best things that I've ever done. I learned a lot of things on how to communicate with people, how to persuade people, how to get people on your side, how to get people to like you. I think there's a lot of things that I learned there that are super important that have kind of shaped where I'm heading and what I'm doing currently. So after that, came back to Utah, got into software sales. The reason we came back is because I got married. I had Hudson, and I couldn't really just keep moving him from apartment to apartment. And so we came back, we got a townhome here in Utah, and we lived there for 4 years, and it was awesome. And then obviously life has transpired where recently we've separated and we've got divorced, and I'm now here in an apartment, but I see Hudson all the time. I was with him this morning, as you guys saw. And so it's life is funny the way it's worked out, but that's kind of my backstory and where I'm at now. Cannon asked, Social Security? Now I'm assuming you're asking for my Social Security number. That's fine. It is 6. Why did I say the actual number? Mr. 360CS. You guys may know this man. This is Josh. This is the massive Kadevu. He asked me, have you ever considered starting an OnlyFans? I didn't think the questions were gonna go here, Josh, but to answer your question, just like you would do, Josh, of course. Herbert Joel asked, why did you pick your car? It's a funny story because I didn't originally pick this car. I had another car picked out and paid for. It was a 2018 335i. It was rear wheel drive, it was red. It was super awesome. I went and test drove it at night. I went by myself and it was the coolest experience. It was super fast, it was super fun. And I knew that was the car. So the next morning I went to the bank and I got a loan and I took the money to the dealership and I saw the car again. And before I handed them the check, I realized I had screwed up. It was a flood damaged car. It had a whole bunch of issues. All the cowling underneath the windshield wipers was cracked. The interior pieces were missing. I totally screwed up that night when I looked at it and I should have looked closer. And so I took my check back to the bank and they don't just cancel out your loan, they just pay off your loan with the check that they gave you. So now on my record, I have a 335i that I owned for like 3 hours. So pretty cool. But to answer your question, why I got the Mercedes, I've always loved the look of like a 63 or just that kind of C-class look, but I didn't want to pay for something that was super crazy. Right when I bought that car is when COVID was starting to inflate all the car prices. 63s were, I want to say they were 75, 85, 95 minimum for a used one. This car is not the same, but it is so close in so many ways for a third the cost. I love the car and that's why I chose it. Perrin GT asked, how many toes do you have? This is an easy question to answer. I have just as many toes as you, 11. Ivan asked, are you numb to cars? I think this is a really good question. I think too much of anything is never a good thing. So sometimes being around all these cars, it's obviously super cool, but becoming numb to them, I think is something that can happen. For me, no, I don't think I'm at the point where I'm numb to cars. I think I get excited when I see almost any car. As far as the attainability of cars, for me, cars are not attainable at most levels. For some people where cars, you can just buy them just like you're buying bubble gum. I don't think they probably get the same joy as cars to some people that can't afford them. It's almost like a dream. But when you can afford something, it's almost like it's not as cool. So to me, no, I'm not numb to cars, but I can understand the question and I can understand why some people might get that way, where they don't appreciate them just because they're so easy to get. Valley Boy Vale said, favorite sport. You guys probably didn't know this. I grew up playing ice hockey. So when I turned 8 years old, I got my first stick, I got my first pair of skates. I played all the way up through high school. Now the problem with my experience with hockey is I was tiny all the way up until like 16, 17 is when I finally hit puberty. So no joke, when I was 16, 17 years old, I was probably like sub 100 pounds, going up against some of these big high school kids. So I would get absolutely wrecked. I remember looking at the crowd and I'd see my mom up there. She'd be covering her eyes because I was just getting slapped against the boards and just getting wrecked. So I loved hockey. I want to keep playing hockey. I haven't played in quite a while, but my favorite sport is hockey. Now, I've been getting this question a lot more than I thought I would, and that is, are you and James still friends? Sorry for the dumb question. It's not a dumb question. You are probably one of 100 people that asked me that same question, and the answer is yes, we're still friends. We haven't filmed together, and I think a lot of people want to see that, so a lot of people are assuming, oh, they're not filming together, they're not friends. I'm just busy with my stuff, he's busy with his. I'm sure we'll film together soon, but yes, we are still friends. Now, a lot of you guys have asked me this question, and that is, what color am I wrapping the Mercedes? You guys wanna know what color it is. I've thrown out a couple hints out there. Yes, it's a Porsche color, so I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. The color that I'm wrapping the Mercedes is KPMF. I got you!